still the same. Get the unknown. In this case, it's y by itself. Okay, so so this is what we're gonna do. Since we have the one thing new is we got two y terms, so we need to get rid of one of them. Or in the other words, you will try to convert them back to a problem that we had previously. Only one term contained in the variable x. Only one of them. So like 5x plus 7, but here 5x is the only thing that contains x. Or here, negative 7 is the only thing, or 2/3 x. So we should try to put anything with x containing an x on one side. The other side, we should just have a number like 35 or 8, or like 2, whatever. So, but this is our goal. We want to move all the y's to one side and all the numbers to the other side. Okay, so I put step 1, separate variable terms and constant terms by moving them. What I mean is, what is a variable term? If it contains like a variable y in there, so this is one we call it a variable term. So that has a variable term because it has a variable, and this is a variable term. The other two, they don't have any y's in there, so we call them constants. Like 3 is called a constant, and -2 is called a constant. So in these, what we're gonna do is to separate them. Okay, since now they're mixed together, so I'm gonna move on one side. Let's just say left-hand side, and the right-hand side. I want to move all the. I want to keep all the y's, we'll move all the y's to the left and all the numbers to the other. So constant means just the numbers. So in order to do that, we have to, there are different ways to look at this. So if you learned this before, you may have heard, you may have learned from your instructor say, okay, say let's move 4y to the left-hand side and move the 3 to the right-hand side. That after the moving, all the y's on the left, all the numbers on the right, right? So, but also you may, if you still remember, when you move anything from one side to the other side, see 4y right now it's on the right-hand side. If you move it to the left-hand side, the sign must change. And say this 3 is on the left-hand side. When you move it to the right-hand side, the sign must change. Okay, so why? The question is why. You may have remembered this, but why? See, when you move 4y to the left, it's literally like to get rid of 4y on the right-hand side. Get rid of 4y. And remember, this is going to be the same as what we did before. If you want to get rid of something, always do opposite operations. Okay, and previously we always get rid of number. Say I want to, in the bonus, we want to get right here, we want to get rid of -7, or right here we want to get rid of 2/3, or like here. See, I want to get rid of 7, and then I want to get rid of 5. It's all numbers, right? We want to get rid of. Here it's something new. We're not getting rid of just the number. We're getting rid of a number and a variable, 4y together, all together. Okay. Because again, why do we want to get rid of it? Because we don't want y's on both sides. Okay, so we want to want to get rid of this 4y. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 4y because there's nothing in front of 4, which means plus, and we do opposite of plus, which is minus. So if you want to get rid of something, you always do the opposite. Even if you have y in there, it's okay. Just get rid of 4y. Okay, subtract 4y. And we're going to do the same thing to the left-hand side. And again, that's because of the rules we had before previously. Whatever we do to one side, you must do the same thing to the other side. So I subtract 4y from the right-hand side. I also subtract 4y from the left-hand side. Okay. Usually we can line up with the other one. I mean, if you ask me why do I have to line up, and can I just, for example, let me show you the other way. So can I just put a minus 4y right after it? Yes, you can. That's fine. You don't have to line up. But if you line up like terms, it just makes it a little easier. If you don't line up, it's gonna look like this. And you still have to find the like terms so you can cross cancel them. So 4y minus 4y and 7y minus 4y, right? So we learned how to combine like terms previously. So that's why you could just line it up this way. It makes it a little easier to cross out. These cross out, and these two I get 3y. 7y, 7 copies of y, you delete, subtract 4 copies of y, you end up with 3 copies of y. Okay, so I'm going to slow down here a little bit. So this is the only thing I did to get rid of the 4y from the right hand side. I'm going to copy what we have now. Okay, because the 4y is subtracted, so it's gone. I only have a -2 on the right hand side. Left hand side, after we subtract 4y, because they're like terms, we could just go ahead and combine these two into a single term, which is 3y. Now this is exactly the question we just solved in previous section 3.2. So we know we get rid of 3 first. And we also have a new way to look at this. Since we moved the 3y to the left hand side, we want to move that number to the right hand side before we do anything. So we're going to get rid of -3, and to get rid of -3, we do subtraction. So we subtract the 3 from both sides. And now they cancel. We got 3y equals -5. And finally, we get rid of, in my step 2, I said divide the coefficient of the variable term. And notice the number in front of y, it's called a coefficient. And we can get rid of that now by dividing 3. So we end up with y equals -5/3. Okay, but this is the type of question we deal with in 3.4. 3.3. The first thing is you want to move, the first step, you want to move all the x's or y's on one side and move all the numbers to the other side. There is a quick way you could combine this step, get rid of 4y, or you can say move 4y to the left. Move 4y to the left. It's the same thing. See, look, I subtract 4y. I got rid of 4y from the right? But after you subtract 4y, it's moved to the left-hand side. You do 7y minus 4y. Okay. So either way to look at it. And then here you can say get rid of 3 from the left-hand side, or you could say move 3 to the right-hand side. And that's the same thing. Okay. So these two steps here, step 1 and step 2, they can be combined into one if you want. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little quicker way to do, and what we could subtract the 4y here. Let's move this to the right a little bit. So I have 7y plus 3 equals 4y minus 2. So I can subtract the 4y. That way I can get rid of 4y. So it's equivalent to moving 4y to the left. But when you move 4y to the left, you're going to have to change the sign in front of it. So the plus will become a minus. Okay. And then we can move +3 to the right by doing opposite. And when we do that, these two are canceled out. So you can combine them together in one step. So 3y on the left, -5 on the right. And you divide by both sides by 3. Okay. All right, any questions so far? Okay, so now let's look